Hey, what's up guys? Tony here, and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Tony. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about hard work. Alright, so you guys know I took a couple weeks off. I didn't really mean to, it just sort of happened. I had 2 weeks ago, I had a paper to do, and then an exam right after that. And then last week I had my PC build, so I was sort of battle planning my PC. And I was putting it together, and then I was putting out fires and solving problems with the PC as best as I could, because I don't know shit about computers, you guys know that. So I was enlisting people's help, enlisting my buddy's help. Ryan, he's the one who helped me build it, and then I enlisted my brother's help to help me like fix it, as well as Ryan as well, and then Scanner and T and Phoenix and all the and Puppy, and like there's a whole bunch. Chris and Snoop. I picked everyone's brain about these problems I was having because I don't know. I have no idea. I'm mechanically inclined. I can work on cars, I can figure out car problems, but when it comes to computers, it's fucking black magic. I don't know. I don't understand. There's a little magic box inside the computer. It turns on, and things play on my monitor. That's really the most I understand about computers. Right there, that's it. That's everything I know about computers is in a nutshell right now about black magic, and it's black magic. It's in a case, it's black, and it's magic, and it glows too, like a sorcerer would. So that's PC for me. So anyways, I had those problems, so I just, I just didn't feel up to making a video because I was so worried about, did I just burn all this money on an investment? Anyways, so that's like a really long and overly energetic tangent that I didn't really want to get into, but. What I wanted to say is I appreciate the messages that I got. People were saying, hey, are you going to come out with a new video soon? I really like that series. So it's nice to get those messages from people say, hey, look, I like what you're doing. It keeps me inspired and ready to go and get to work. And that's kind of a nice segue into this whole idea of hard work. I find that in a lot of things, it's easy to get discouraged and to just say like, oh, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna do whatever it takes to get by, and just not do it. And this is the way I guess there's several analogies you can make. Academics and athletics are like the two big ones, because everything else can like socially. With women and stuff like that, you can practice makes perfect, and you can get better at that. But it's not really as high stakes as say academics and athletics, because say in academics you want to get into a good school. There are people that are just like naturally gifted in academics, and they're just going to do well on whatever tests they take or whatever they do. They just do well, and you might struggle. You're like, I don't get how this person doesn't study and they just do well all the time. I don't get that. And on the flip side, you've got athletics. You got people that just barely practice, they barely put their time in, and they do well. They always perform well. They barely struggle, whereas you might struggle all the time, athletically speaking. And it's a really strange place to be in, and wonder like, how are they so good in these two different realms without practicing, without doing the hard work. And I'm the kind of guy, for you guys, so you guys know, I'm the kind of guy, I'm in the middle of that. So here's a good example. I got two brothers. I got older brother and younger brother. My older brother is, of all three of us, he is the most gifted academically. This guy, he could do whatever he wants to, academically speaking. And to counter that, he's not very athletic. So my older brother's super smart, but he's not the most coordinated. It's not he's not uncoordinated. He doesn't fall over himself. He can do stuff like he plays baseball, he plays softball, but he just doesn't have the. You can just see he just doesn't have that natural flow that an athlete would have. He's got the hard work sort of mechanics of playing baseball, football, and softball. I'm in the middle, and it's like I said. So I want to talk about my younger brother. My younger brother is like academically he struggles. He just whatever reason he's just not good at academics, but he's so gifted physically. He's a natural athlete. He was a star football player in high school, star football player in junior college. We all think he should have went to the schools that were recruiting him for a 4-year, but he decided to join the Navy instead. So he could do whatever the hell he wanted to on the football field, on the baseball field. It's so natural to him. It's unbelievable. And like I said, I'm in the middle. Like things come easy to me. Academically speaking, things come easy to me. Athletically, but there's my range of natural athlete, natural academic only goes so far. And there comes a point where I really have to work hard to be just as good as say as my older brother. If I want to be as smart as my older brother, I have to work my ass off to be as smart as him. when he's not working. He could just sort of read something and be like, oh, okay, yeah, boom. And he could go on and talk about it all day long. We'll all have to read it, analyze it, write notes, ask questions, maybe look up some words that I don't understand, and then I could talk about it. And at that point, my brother will be able to access other parts of his brain and connect other events throughout history and political science or whatever, and then he's just off. And I'm like, God, I don't even know anything about that crap. So then I'd have to research that stuff. So I have to put in a lot of hard work to be just as good as my brother, academically speaking. And the thing is, my younger brother, like I said, I'm fairly gifted athletically. I mean, I'm coordinated. You know, I could do things really easily. You know, so that's not really a problem. But if I want to be as good of an athlete as my younger brother, I have to work my butt off. You know, I really only play football or baseball. I didn't play football in high school, so if I'd have to hit the cages every day, I would have to work on grounder drills. I'd have to work on, you know, hand-eye coordination drills, you know, just to be as good of an overall baseball player as my younger brother. I think I'm a better defensive player than my brother is, my younger brother, but he's definitely a pure hitter. I mean, he could just fall out of bed and hit a home run. You know, it's embarrassing. You know, I would have to hit the weight room. I'd have to stretch. I would have to hit off the tee. I'd hit batting practice. I'd have to see curveballs, fastballs, sliders, changeups, you know, and just like go through this whole process to just be as good as him. And that's the thing, that's the reason why I'm bringing this up, is because people, it seems like people sort of shy away from hard work nowadays. We've gotten to that point in our lives, or a point in maybe technology in society, where when it gets to the point where it's too hard, they just go away. They're like, I don't want to deal with it, it's too hard. I'll go do something else that's not as hard. And I think that's a failing of society. I think there's nothing wrong with a challenge. You know, like, challenge yourself, work hard, don't be afraid to put in the time. You know, here I am working. I worked on my my master's application throughout February. That took up a lot of my time to get letters of recommendation, to talk to professors, to, you know, take the graduate exam. And I had to study. You know, I didn't study for as much as I should have, which was another fault of mine. But because laziness is also in this whole environment of hard work. You know, it's like, well, I could do that, but I'm kind of lazy, you know. But like I said, from my experiences now, you know, in my 29 years on this planet, I've noticed that the best rewards come after so much hard work. I mean, don't you guys feel so much better after you've put in the time, you put in the effort, and maybe you had a great game, or you did well on a test, or maybe you played a great game in Battlefield or Black Ops or whatever you play, and you're looking at that and you're like, yes, that was awesome. That was an awesome win for baseball or Black Ops or Battlefield, or that was a great test. I'm glad that I put that time in. There's a sense of like a bigger reward because you put more into it. You poured yourself into that. So I'd like to pass on the advice to you guys who, you know, if you're in a situation where you, I don't know, you're kind of struggling with something, you can't seem to get something down, don't be afraid to put in the time, the blood, sweat, and tears. Don't be afraid to fail or to suck at something, but because you're going to suck at something, and then you're going to get better at it. So don't be afraid of the hard work. And I'm going to sound a little hypocritical because I was starting to get into the PC stuff. I played about an hour's worth of Battlefield 3 on the PC. And the one thing is that I was frustrated because it was hard. The keyboard and mouse, it's different. I'm not used to it yet. And I found myself not enjoying Battlefield like I do on the console. And I expressed that to, you know, Scanner and Phoenix and Chris and Snoop. And I was just like, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be playing it as much as I do on console, just because of the fact, like, on console, I'm good. I know I'm good. On PC, I suck. You know, it's not fun to play a game that you're good at and, you know, play it on another platform and totally suck on it. You know, like, I could go from Xbox to PS3. That's not a problem. Controllers are now so natural to me. But to go to PC, it's so different. And I suck. And so for me, it's taking a little bit of hit of my pride and going in there and getting my butt kicked and learning the ropes. And then eventually, after a while, I'll be getting better. And so that's sort of a personal revelation that I've had. I know it's not all that important because it's gaming, but I thought I'd pass along this whole idea of hard work to you guys. You know, don't be afraid of hard work, because with the hard work comes great rewards and that great feeling of accomplishment. You know, I know after I put in all that time and effort into my master's application, after I put it in, I was like, yes, okay. And whenever we get the results back, if I get accepted, I know I'm going to have the highest of high. And if I don't get accepted, I'm going to have the lowest of low. And that's just sort of the way it goes when you put in so much time and effort into stuff. So, like I said, if I can just pass on a little bit of advice to you on this Tuesday, I would say don't be afraid of hard work. Put the time and effort into anything and everything that you're doing, and you're going to really enjoy the rewards that you get from it. And maybe you might fail at times. Even though you might put a lot of time and effort into it, you'll fail. But that's okay, because you're working on that work ethic. And you might be deficient in some area, but you know, like, okay, I need to work harder on this area. And ultimately, it'll just be worth it in the end. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna cut it off here. Go pick up MLB 13 and maybe Tomb Raider today, and then wait for Endgame to drop later on. So it's gonna be a hell of a week gaming wise. I know I'm looking for it. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys later.
So that'll just about wrap things up tonight.